The Parliamentary Committee on Environment and Natural Resources have conducted an oversight visit in both eastern and northern Uganda to assess the implementation of government's project to construct 687 solar-powered irrigation sites that will boost agricultural productivity for water-stressed regions. Now, land acquisition from the communities to install the proposed irrigation sites and farms, along with limited government supervision, have been cited among the looming challenges. Government, according to a contract with Nexus Green Limited in 2019, was to contribute 15% of the total project cost, which the Ministry of Finance approved. But the funds haven't yet been disbursed, and yet the project is to end by 2024.
Because this project started during the time of COVID, that is the excuse government is giving. But we are now going to make our report to Parliament, and the leadership of Parliament will write directly to the executive, telling them of the important tasks that they are supposed to meet in contributing their 15% co-funding for this project to succeed.
My only appeal is that if we could extend them to special areas, Ukaramoja, we could even have windy-driven projects to supplement this. Because if you consider the area, they are supplying quite small areas. So it would be better if they increased on.
These are some of the solar irrigation supply and installation sites set up by the contractor Nexus Green in eastern and northern Uganda, intended to provide water-stressed regions with irrigation infrastructure.
Because this project has been sort of suggested to the people on the ground, there's no compensation for the farmers. So the democratic process of trying to get land, you know, in such areas, such a piece of land for you to put panels, you'll even find places which have, you know, maybe even a quarter an acre, half an acre of panels. It has been very difficult to get community buying to supply land for free. Land is a very valuable commodity here.
The committee and contractor intend to utilize this oversight visit to establish practical steps in addressing the project's implementation challenges.
And so in a situation where government is failing to meet its obligation in terms of counterpart funding, what we would recommend is for government to bring a supplementary so that we meet our part of the bargain and we don't put a heavy burden on our counterpart who have provided the loan. We don't put a burden and strain the contractor by delaying them due to lack of funds.
Approximately 400 sites in both eastern and northern Uganda are expected to be completed by 2023 to help set the number of agricultural seasons in these regions from 2 to 4 due to the adequate water supply that will be realized.
Molatar has only 150,000 people, and I think about 35,000 households covered by water. All our farms go to the water, but as you can see, there is no food in the household because we have to wait for the rain, and when the rain comes, that water floods. So our people is either in drought or in flood. So the intention of the project is very good. But as you always know, the implementation of some of these very well-intentioned projects is always a challenge.
The water points that are in the sub-county are so salty, very salty, almost all the spaces. The water is so salty. So the community needed good quality water, and that is how a thought of this project came into place. So the sub-county was involved, the district through the ministry got into the sub-county, and we had to engage the community so that we could locate where water, clean, accessible water could be accessed.
The various sites visited by this Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources were in Bukedia, Serere, Kwania and Amolatar district. Wadulo McArnold, UBC News.